Today on Public Eye News, the Marquette Symphony set to perform in Marquette Beach restoration.
Later in the show, Abigail Marty will have your weather and Scott Minshaw will have your sports for the day. I'm Joe Sigourney.
And I'm Devontae Stein, and welcome to Public Eye News. With fall approaching us, the Houghton Farmers Market comes to its last couple of weeks of being open and in season. According to the manager for the Farmers Market, Judy Zai, in a statement she put out about business regarding COVID, saying the market took a hit and downsized slightly in the spring. Other than the initial loss, the market continues to do good business. James Niemela of Niemela Gardens, who is selling produce at the market, said, quote, "It's been better and the sales have been up this year, and the customers are great in all respect of each other's distance," end quote. James is selling fall produce such as squash and pumpkins. Mulaney Walls of Osma Acres said, quote, "We'd like to thank the Houghton City for offering this to us because this is the only market we come to," end quote. The Michigan State Police Sault Ste. Marie Post is currently investigating an animal cruelty incident that happened in Kinrose. According to the MSP, a report of a dog being shot near a resident came in on September 17th. The person who reported the gunshot stated they heard 5 to 6 gunshots, which were believed to be a .22 caliber. The dog was shot in the upper right arm area and is currently being treated at the Kinross Veterinary Center. No other details have been provided by the Michigan State Police. If anyone has any information on this crime or any other, please contact the Michigan State Police Sault Ste. Marie Post. Anonymous tips can be entered on the MSP mobile app under Submit a Tip.
This Sunday, the Marquette Symphony Orchestra presents Symphony in the Park on Facebook Live. The concert has been moved from Saturday to Sunday because of the cool weather forecast on the orchestra's rehearsal nights. All 200 free tickets have been claimed. However, the concert will be live streamed on the Marquette Symphony Orchestra Facebook page at 3:30 p.m. on Sunday. The performance is at Presque Isle Park, Bandshell, and is sponsored by Range Bank. The Western UP Citizens Advisory Council learned more about chronic wasting disease testing efforts in Upper Michigan. The group met via Zoom Thursday night and heard from Michigan Department of Natural Resources officials about testing efforts with hunting season approaching. According to wildlife experts, they'll continue targeted surveillance, especially in chronic waste disease areas. However, due to limitations from COVID-19 and testing backlog, many of the check stations will be closed except for a handful of days or by appointment. Outside of specific dates and locations, if hunters wish to have their deer checked by the DNR, they are asking them to seek private labs for testing.
The Northern Michigan Board of Trustees today approved campus committee recommendations to revise the winter 2021 semester academic calendar and to hold a virtual recognition ceremony celebrating the 2020 graduates. According to a press release, winter semester will be delayed 1 week with in-person classes starting Tuesday, January 19th. The starting date falls just after Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Spring break will be canceled and the semester will end on May 1st as originally scheduled. These changes are related to a determination from the NMU Ad Hoc Calendar Committee that canceling spring break would reduce the potential for COVID-19 virus transmissions from other destinations to Marquette, eliminating the need to develop more safety protocols for returning to campus mid-semester. Volunteers recently teamed up to help clean up Lake Superior shoreline. Yesterday at Marquette's Clark Lambros Beach Park, volunteers of all ages came together to pick up litter and plant beach grass along Lake Superior. One of the event's hosts was Superior Watershed Partnership, an award-winning nonprofit organization that aims to prevent pollution and protect the environment through science-based programs. Trash bags and gloves were provided to all of those who participated in the restoration effort. With the litter picked up and the grass freshly planted, the beaches along Lake Superior are expected to look like brand new in the months to come. And after this break, we will have your national and international news.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Tonight at 10 on WNMU-TV.
Welcome back. Peruvian President Martin Vizcarra's job is on the line Friday as opposition lawmakers push through an impeachment hearing criticized as a hasty and poorly timed ouster attempt in one of the country's hardest hit by the coronavirus pandemic. His ability to carry forward the anti-corruption agenda has sought to make the hallmark of this sort of administration could be further jeopardized if Vizcarra is perceived as having engaged in influence peddling himself. As lawmakers begin arriving at Congress Friday morning, several expressed doubt that the impeachment would succeed, but cautioned that anything could happen. Microplastics are a big polluter of our waterways and oceans, and single-use items are a big part of the problem. CBS's Ian Lee shows us a possible breakthrough solution made from a tiny green vegetable.
Nearly 8 tons of plastic enter our oceans every year, clogging our beaches and harming sea life. But a new type of plastic, easy on the environment, is rolling out in the UK, one made from peas.
Single-use plastics and microplastics don't need to be made from fossil fuels. There's something very wrong about making materials from oil that last just for a minute or two.
Zampla says it's the first company in the world to engineer plant protein into a material that acts like single-use plastic. It starts as a liquid that's turned into sheets for packaging items like dishwasher detergent, sandwiches, candy, even those fruit stickers, all biodegrade in a matter of days.
At the moment, the microcapsules contain plastic, which would not degrade and last for ages in the ocean. Our capsules were made of protein and would be eaten by fish eventually.
Much healthier than consuming microplastics, and fish aren't the only ones. Studies show the average American ingests more than 70,000 microplastic particles every year.
It's taken over a decade to perfect the process, and it's not just peas. They can use other common plants like potatoes.
And it doesn't even have to be food that ends up on the dinner table.
There are a lot of waste products already in the farming process that have got very low value or even are just ploughed straight back into the field that can be sold on and used to make our kind of materials.
New materials helping to wrap up the world's plastic problem. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
A U.S. judge on Thursday blocked controversial postal service changes that have slowed mail nationwide, calling them a politically motivated attack on the efficiency of the Postal Service before the November election. 14 states sued the Trump administration and the U.S. Postal Service. The states challenged the Postal Service's so-called leave-behind policy, where trucks have been leaving postal facilities on time regardless of whether there is more mail to load. They also fought to force the Postal Service to treat election mail as first-class mail. Many more voters are expected to vote by mail this November because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the states have expressed concern that delays might result in voters not receiving ballots or registration forms in time. The state cited research from information technology consultant Meinar Uzar-Hunter, who helped start a website tracking the USPS changes, noting that 78% of the machines slated for removal were in counties won by Democrat Hillary Clinton in 2016. The states suing are Washington, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, Maryland, Minnesota, New Mexico, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Virginia, all led by Democratic attorney generals. An update on the campaign trial, the fires on the West Coast, and Hurricane Sally. Wendy Gillette has your top stories for the day.
President Trump attacked his opponent, Joe Biden's record on jobs, immigration, and foreign policy at a rally in Wisconsin last night. Biden, who took voter questions at a town hall near Scranton, Pennsylvania, went after the president's early handling of the coronavirus pandemic, calling it close to criminal. The remnants of Hurricane Sally dumped rain across the Carolinas and southern Virginia. Residents are cleaning up after the storm battered the Gulf Coast of Alabama and the Florida Panhandle, with winds topping 100 miles an hour, 2.5 feet of rain, and a surge of seawater. At least 2 people were killed. Yosemite National Park was shut down because of dangerous air quality from the deadly wildfires in the west. In Oregon, thick, suffocating smoke still hangs in the air, and fires continue to rage in California. By this point last year, more than 150,000 acres had burned in the state. This year, it's nearly 3.5 million so far. Those are some of the day's top stories. I'm Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Las Vegas.
After this break, we'll be back with your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Coming up on Austin City Limits.
You're dead right, I got the blues. From my head down to my shoes.
If I was a Kennedy, I'd be a black Kennedy. Black car, black tux, this is black symmetry. Raised in the shadow, my family from Tennessee. I remember me, Reem Dilla, we was in the deep.
Saturday night at 11.
Good evening, Youpers. I'm Abigail Murray, and this is Public Eye News. And it's a beautiful day out in Marquette. It's around partly cloudy. As you can see, it's beautiful. All right, the temperature is 55 degrees with winds at north-northeast at around 8 miles per hour with the pressure at 30 inches and falling. All right, now for tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with a low of 40, kind of chilly out there with the winds from our south at around 6 miles per hour. All right, now for tomorrow, we're gonna have cloudy skies with a high of around 63 and winds south-southwest at around 15 miles per hour. Throughout the peninsula, in Sault Ste. Marie, it's 54 degrees and sunny. It's 56 in Manistee and partly cloudy, 56 in Escanaba, partly cloudy. Over in Iron Mountain, 54 degrees, partly cloudy. In Ironwood, 55 and sunny. In Iron Mountain, 55 and sunny. In Ironwood, 54 and sunny though. And in Houghton, 56 degrees, sunny. And back to Marquette, 55 degrees and partly cloudy. Looking ahead, for Sunday, we have a high of 67 degrees with a low of 54, with mainly sunny skies. For Monday, it'll be 69 degrees with a low of 56 and partly cloudy with a little bit of chance of rain in the afternoon. For Tuesday, the high will be 72, the low of 53, and it'll be mainly sunny. Now let's go see what Scott has with sports.
Well, thank you very much, Abby. Week 2 of the 2020 NFL season kicked off last night when the Bengals traveled across Ohio to take on the Browns. It was a closely contested game with the Browns coming out on top, 35-30. This moves the Browns back to 500 with a record of 1-1 and pushes the Bengals down to 0-2. Although the Bengals were not able to find their first victory of the season, the silver lining of last night's loss was the certainly rookie quarterback, Joe Burrow. Burrow threw for 316 yards and 3 touchdowns in the game, including a 75-yard touchdown drive late in the fourth quarter. While it seems like the Bengals still have some work to do, Cincinnati may have finally found a quarterback they can look to the future with. As most of already know, some of the college football's biggest conferences have already reversed course on their decision to delay the fall season. We may see another powerhouse conference follow suit soon. The Pac-12 is falling under major scrutiny this week to reverse its decision to delay the season. As it was revealed, the decision was made after the voting committee viewed a PowerPoint with flawed COVID-19 data. The worst mistake was reportedly a 7-day average positivity rate for tests in Los Angeles County. The presentation stated the rate at 19% from the LA, and the county department said it was only a 5.49% positivity rate. Although it has been reported by the Pac-12's Medical Advisory Board, even if the correct data had been shown, the outcome of delaying the season would have remained the same. Either way, the pressure to continue with the fall season is mounting from everywhere. The New York Islanders will be packing up and exiting the NHL bubble today as they were eliminated last night in overtime by the Tampa Bay Lightning. It has been 5 years since Tampa Bay has won the Prince of Wales Trophy and reached the Stanley Cup Final. But perhaps the most shocking storyline of the night was Tampa Bay's decision to touch the trophy after they had won their conference final. For those of you who don't know, it's a famous hockey superstition to not touch the conference trophy as teams are still in search of the Stanley Cup. Last time the Lightning was in this position, they chose not to touch the trophy and ended up losing in the Cup final. So this time around, they made the decision to celebrate their victory and carry the Prince of Wales Trophy off the ice. Tampa Bay will start the finals tomorrow night against the Dallas Stars.
And that is all the time we have here on Public Eye News for today. I'm Joe Sigourney.
And I'm Scott Mitchell. Thank you for watching Public Eye News.
Have a great weekend.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.